Emotional trauma, or will I say distress, can be hard, especially when it has to do with the heart. Sometimes you find it hard to fix the pieces together, especially when it has to do with someone you love, someone in whom you trust, and someone in whom you can depend on. Emotional distress deals with a lot of ills, from the brain to the heart to the eyes, especially when you see this individual. How do you overcome heartbreak? As a young person, first time being with someone, or being, will I say, in love with someone, how can you overcome when heartbreak comes in? Welcome to Insight Today. I am Jumai Manson. Don't go anywhere. The program continues shortly. Stay tuned. That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Insight Today on Global Television. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Insight Today on Global Television, talking about a very sensitive topic. It's all about heartbreak. Now, before we delve into this particular discuss, have you ever been heartbroken? Gochuku Mobuno, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, Manson. I'm good.
It's great to have you on the program. I wanted this particular topic. I was inspired by you because I know how we talk about these issues, how individuals go through hard. People wonder, don't women or men, I won't categorize it and say just the women, but the men, don't you think, don't they learn from it? When you're heartbroken the first time, is that enough to teach you when you're in a relationship to, safeguard your terrain and know that, okay, if I see these signs that happened in the first place, I will lift my guard to know that, okay, I will not allow it to happen again, and then I've learned from that mistake. It's better I just end it before it gives me that trauma. Because I know it's very traumatic, isn't it?
Of course it is. You said when you've so many persons pretend. Okay, I'm just going to share a very short story. My elder sister, she said there was a guy she was dating, and when they were still in the relationship, whenever she goes to visit this guy, maybe sleeping over, that this guy sleeps and sleeps like a queen. You will not hear him breathing. In fact, as a matter of fact,
He doesn't snore.
As a matter of fact, you think he don't snore. Like, he does not snore, everything is smooth. Until one day, after like 5-6 years of dating, and like the snore was really strong. She couldn't sleep that night, and she said, how did you cope for like these years? And he said, I wanted you to get used to me. Those times that you think I was sleeping, I wasn't sleeping. That most times I'm always awake. So people get to pretend. You don't even get to know people these days. Sometimes I just tell my parents, I think you guys are lucky. Everybody shows themselves like, this is who I am. You have to accept me like this. If you don't like me, then it's fine. But these days, the men will always tell you, the ladies are coming for their money. So let me show the money part. I'm not going to show the other part of me.
My real self.
Yeah, my real self. And then you just fall in love and you don't even know what you're falling in. That's not love. All of that. I'm trying to spare myself some details, but these were actually the lies, and I was so comfortable. After all, I had an edge over her, and she didn't go to school. I was educated at that point. So I was telling myself, okay, I'm the educated one here. So she's not me. Yeah, so he will pick
she's
me
not
up.
His standard.
You understand? So that was just, I was so relaxed. So I wasn't even looking at every other fault around. I knew there were things there, but love covered it all. I was just telling myself, I'm there. This is me. So I have the home and everything. And again, the parents, that's another thing. When you get to visit their parents, they always tell you, oh, my wife.
Giving that
they will make
assurance.
You feel welcome. As a matter of fact, it's like I literally eat there. I help the mom to wash clothes. I do a lot of things.
Good.
I don't even like washing clothes, but I wash in that house. So I do a lot of things for them, and they made me feel relaxed. Each day, the mom, maybe I get to visit her, she'd always tell me, don't worry, we're planning for
son
your
will marry
marriage.
you.
I'm telling you.
False hope.
We're planning for your marriage. You tell you all of these things. I'll be the one to decide for myself.
Really?
And the day he said that to me was the day I realized that there's something underneath that I'm supposed to start digging into. So sometimes when I come over to the house to visit, this time around I'm 20. I think I'm in my 23 or 24. And whenever I come to the house to visit him, I try to, observe my environment to know if there's been a lady there before me and all that. So I started seeing things like hairbrush, wigs, and some other things. I pencil, the sharpened one, that one dropped on the floor. And I'm like, who used this thing? And I said, my sister came by. She came to stay. And I know that his sisters are all older than him. They were all married. So I even called sisters auntie. So why is your sister coming to stay over in your house? Say, the sister came around. The sister lives in Benin, and she's coming to Asaba at that time. Really? I'm like, okay, there's so many things. Actually, like you said, the signs will be there, but most times because you are so in love, you just want to you just want to trash it under the carpet and move on. Just want to be happy. And in my case, I really wanted to be happy, and that was the reason why it all happened. So it took me unaware. So this particular day, the day of the heartbreak was, I was going back to school that fateful day, and I said, okay, let me just stop by at my boyfriend's place and say hi before I proceed. And I didn't want to go back that day to school. I was going to sleep over to the next day. My parents didn't know, obviously, about this person.
Of course. Now they do now. This is national
TV. Of course. Of course, it's something I've discussed with them over time. So, and I went to his place, and just by opening the gates, he ran out barefooted. This person doesn't even like touching sand. He doesn't want to match sand. But this time around, there was no slippers, nothing. And he just came and he was like, oh, you're here. How come you came? You didn't tell me. He was panting. What's going on? You guys, let me enter inside now. And he said, no, wait for me by the gate. Let me just wear my slippers. I'm coming to tell you something important. I don't want to think that it's his parents, because I've seen your parents, I've stayed with your parents, so you cannot be hiding your parents from me.
Exactly.
So there should be something else. And,
But were you calm in all of this? I
was. I'm actually a calm person. And when I'm most angry, I'm very calm. That's the only time you look at. I was trying to calculate what was actually happening then. And then he went inside. He wore his slippers. His friend came out. I was like, oh, my wife. You see?
Why?
These people are... I don't want to say the word. but and he was like, my wife, and he said, okay, come, let me take you somewhere. So we were just gisting. I and the friend were gisting. He was making me comfortable. He knew I was tense at that point. He wanted me to relax. So he was doing the job for his friend until his friend came out, which was my boyfriend at that time. And, they took me to a hotel and said, oh, please, don't worry, you will sleep here. And I asked, why am I sleeping in a hotel?
Really?
You have a house, 3-bedroom flat.
Are you kidding me?
Why am I sleeping in a hotel? And he said, oh, you are going to spend the night here because there's somebody in the house. Now, we all know that the person who is in the house is actually the owner of the house. They will say, this person get like past you.
Yeah, the girl.
Yes, you the one who are hiding, you're like the side chick, and you didn't know all this while.
Really?
So that was the case. I was thinking I was the main dish. Okay. Yes, that was the case.
No, you just don't know me that you were actually the side piece and the main person was the one in the house.
In the house.
Because it's the only person that you value more, that you hide whatever you have from.
So the whole pieces were coming, like I was gathering the puzzle and it was making sense this time around.
Of course.
But then it was almost too late because I had invested so much emotions and you understand. So this whole thing, and I really wanted to get married early. I've always loved to get married very early. I told myself, when I finish university, what am I still doing? I should just get married and start my family, start a life there. So when he took me to the hotel, he said, wait for me, I'll be back. I want to get my charger. So I use an iPhone. He was using a Samsung. Obviously, we can't even use each other's charger. So he said, I'll go to the house, I'll get my charger. This was about 3 p.m. And we are still getting the charger up to date. This is like...
He didn't come back.
This is like 4 or 5 years now we're talking about.
Wait a minute. He didn't come back to the hotel to drop the charger.
We are still getting the charger. Like, he's still on his way. Perhaps something happened to him.
After 5 years,
we could laugh over it now, but that time it was hell. Like, I loosed my hair. I braided my hair, but there in the hotel, I loosed my hair one by one. Like, I wanted to just, if I had scissors, maybe I would just cut off my hair. I pulled my nails. I was feeling hot. Like, I just wanted everything out of me. I wanted to cry. I can't cry. I can't shout. I waited till about 11 p.m. I called. He answered me, said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you know what? I couldn't get Keke out of the house. You know
Really?
this, but don't worry. I'll call my Keke guy. I'll come out." I was like, "Okay, no problem." One, I couldn't sleep. One, two, to the point he stopped taking my call. It was
Really?
like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and I'm like, "Okay, you are alone. Oyo is your case." I cried. I wailed. I used the pillow. I entered the shower. I on the shower. I turned on the shower. I did a lot, but it wasn't really easy for me that time. It wasn't. It was hell. I went back to school, but it wasn't just me in school. I don't know how I was able to navigate through school and even pass my exam that period.
No,
but
that's a big heartbreak.
It was hell for me. So.
And a lot of people, a lot of young girls, and of course guys. I know someone, it happened in school. He went through the worst heartbreak of his life when the girl he says he loves and wants to marry said it is over. He said, really? He couldn't take it. He went into the kitchen, got kerosene, poured it on his body and lit himself up. Yeah, some people
that's
do
so
that.
extreme.
So it's yeah, that's extreme. Some people go to the extreme when it comes to heartbreak. It's not everyone that can actually stand firm. So you standing now, you are heroic, and we applaud you. All right, let's quickly go on a very quick break, and the program still continues. Do not go anywhere. Remember, it is still traumatic. The hard effect on the program Inside Today. Do not go anywhere. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Insight Today. Today, it's a true life story I'm talking about here on Insight Today, talking about coping with heartbreak. You know, it's something that's a very difficult thing. Like, Ogochukwu is here now, we're talking about it, she's smiling, we're laughing about it, but back then, it wasn't something that was easy to overcome. It was something that was hard, emotionally, psychologically, physically. People go through a lot when it comes to heartbreak, and it can take a toll on an individual. Yeah, if you're wondering what toll can it possibly take, well, the thing is, at that point, it makes you lose complete hope on an individual. Falling in love again can be hard. Thinking of marriage again can be hard. Trusting yourself with someone again can be very, very hard. And Ogochukwu, you're here right now, and we're looking at this, and we're laughing about it now, but it was really, really hard at a point. Would you say, how were you able to cope and break free from it and come out of it?
Okay, so I tell people I'm an introvert, extrovert. So most times I like staying on my own, just being on my own. But this time around, I had to look for people. I wanted the presence of people everywhere I go. I no longer do the indoor thing like I used to. Most times I'm always in my room in school too. And I joined a fellowship group in school. I also joined a unit in church. I remembered I joined the Joel Company in my church. It's a drama unit in my church. So acting and all of that actually helped. Then I had like a counselor too to help me. The counselor who actually became I called him school father because he was way older than me. I think he was a lecturer then, but a junior lecturer then in school. So he kept on counseling me. I'll go to his place. He was the one I could actually talk to at this point, but it took me time to even explain my story. So I'm not as at this time, I wasn't very close to my sister, my only sister, so I couldn't even share the story with her.
Why?
Because I think everyone has different way they relate with people. Some people they relate very well with their best friends.
True.
While some relate very well with their dad, their mom, and their sister. But this time around, I think my sister, because she's way older than me, like 7, 8 years older than me, so I didn't get that relationship with her. Very well.
Sorry to cut you. Do you think she would have understood where you were at that point?
I think she would, but I was when I was a bit scared, and because I had not established that relationship with her then. But right now, she's my go-to person. She's my backbone. I tell her everything. So, but then I was even closer to my younger brother than my sister. Yes, because we grew up together. I was just a few years older than him. While my elder sister, I used to have two elder sisters until one actually died. So they were closer because they were almost same age. Yes, but I was still very young. I'm like the second to the last child, so I couldn't relate this with her. But I did with this person who I call my school father. So he took me through the process. Church too helped me. So I was always going to church. I was always praying. This time around, whenever I opened my mouth to pray, it was always tears.
I ran to was my mom. I told her, this is it. I was in the university. And I told her, this is it. And she was like, what? She didn't judge me. She said, okay, come. This is normal. It happens. At the same time, you have to be very careful. You will get over it. You don't even know what love is all about. When you find true love, you will know. He won't break your heart. He's the one that she encouraged me. She did. She helped me heal from that experience that I had. It was terrible. It was, because I can actually relate to what you're going, to what you went through. It was terrible. I didn't know that I would be able to, come out of it. And truly, when true love came, you just know. Some people can actually come out from a heartbreak and with time on the spot. Did you find love again after all of that?
I did, but it keeps ending even before I fall in love. It just ends like that. So I've been struggling to give it my all, but right now I think I have healed. So I'm ready and I'm